What's up, guys? It's John Dominique, the Soul Proponent. Today I want to talk about experiencing non-existence. It's come to my attention that this is a topic that people would rather avoid. They'd rather not want to think about it. They'd rather not want to be aware of it because it's inconvenient and it's a threat to existence of the identity of who we take ourselves to be and what we believe. Now, in the end, if we look at it deep enough, we're going to realize that this identity of who we think we are doesn't really exist. It's just an idea, a collection of thoughts. It's a concept. Concepts don't actually exist except within the mind and our imaginations. I'm not saying there's no experience of identity as we live our lives, because subjectively speaking, we can feel ourselves as an identity, as a person, as a hanging on. And if we go and explore the nature of this identity, we'll see that it's basically an attachment, a resistance to experiencing non-existence. Its job is to avoid experiencing non-existence. The identity has had millions of years to come up with its defenses. And these defenses have been passed down through the generations in our DNA as a survival mechanism, as the mode of instinct to survive, basically. A very deep, patterned, and ingrained force in our lives that you can't just wash away with a hot shower. This is not something you can just sweep away under the rug and pretend that it doesn't affect you. There's no way around it. But the path to experiencing God is to experience non-existence. And this is upside down, this is backwards, this is counterintuitive to everything we've grown up with. We've invested so much time and energy since we were born we didn't know this while we were doing it, but unconsciously block the experience of non-existence. And the thing about experiencing non-existence is that we have to feel it in its entirety. It's not like, a little bit here, a little bit there, and maybe next week I'll do it. No, we have to experience it in its entirety. And that's the hard part. Because, you might have a bad day when you experience some non-existence and the emptiness, and it's overwhelming. But to consistently experience non-existence on a daily basis, every day, to continue to do it despite the consequences. It's like when Jesus, carry your cross and follow me. That's kind of what that message is about. This is hard to stomach, hard to swallow, hard to digest for most people. Nobody wants to hear it. And that's why this kind of a message tends to get sidelined. It tends to get relegated to outcasts, to people who are not popular, is the word I guess I would want to say. And there's a lot of suffering around experiencing non-existence because the identity has been programmed to avoid it. And when it starts to face the truth of this non-existence, there's a lot of suffering. The suffering is based on our ignorance because we don't know any better. And that's okay. We have to allow that. We have to allow that we don't know any better. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know the path. We don't know, when you go through experience of non-existence, you don't know anything. You don't even know that you don't know anything. It's a blackness, an emptiness, a blackout, a void. And this void is like terrifying. Like, people find ways to block it. And the identity is one way to block it. Attachment to our identity of who we think we are. And that attachment is very deep. It has its roots and its grounds through thousands and millions of years of human civilization passed down through the generations. That's where it gets its strength and its force. And it's very difficult to, first of all, just be aware of it. And second of all, to challenge it, to see what it's about. Like, this is a deep, deep dive, a lifelong endeavor, a commitment, a dedication that we have to embark upon if we want to follow the path to the soul. So experiencing non-existence is a tall order, to say the least. Now, again, when I talked about suffering and ignorance, we don't know any better. We won't know any better because this is an experience, a category of experience. We have there's nothing to hold on to. There's nothing to grasp. There's nothing, no ideas. There's no usual foundations of the identity and its mind and its thinking process to hang on to. There's no foundation. There's no ground. And to hold that type of a state takes a certain special attitude. Attitude is like the spirit of truth. It's not about the identity trying to hold on to itself or its thoughts and its ideas in its usual ways. It's more about a giving up. So the attitude shifts slightly. It shifts from the need to grasp to the need to give, to let go, to give up, to sacrifice all the time. And, we can pay attention to ourselves and see how badly we're avoiding experiencing non-existence. And then we have to give up the need to avoid, and then give up the need to have needs over and over. It's a practice of non-attachment, and then applying practice of non-attachment towards the practice of non-attachment over and over again. It's a freedom, a liberation. It's a process of spiritual awakening. That's the path. Experiencing the non-existence is more emptiness, more blackness, and no one wants to do it because it's inconvenient, to say the least. And people think, oh, well, if that's there and there's all this suffering, why did God make it this way? God is the author of evil, blah, blah, blah. No. God allows for the possibility of evil. We're the ones who are judging the situation as bad. And we're the ones who need to, use the tool of judgment on an unconscious level in order to have some type of control. Because what's going to happen is if you experience non-existence, there's not going to be any control at all. And so the ego identity, the way it manufactures a sense of control and a sense of having some type of value in its life, is by judgment. Its need to judge, this attitude, and hanging on to that attitude of judgment. And as I said before, we have to give up. It's not a matter of holding on. It's not a matter of attachments and fixations on our needs. And there's a desperation attitude of needing to avoid the experience of non-existence. We have to give that up and let go of it. But the attitude, the ego, is the opposite. It has to hang on. It wants to control things because without having any control, it feels like there's no value in life. There's no self-worth. It's what it feels like. And we have to see the evil and the suffering that we think is there is a symptom. It's not. It's a symptom of our own ignorance, basically, because we don't know any better. And we have to understand we don't know any better, and we have to accept that we don't know any better. This is a very tender process. The superego will come in quick and judge us for it. It'll judge our, once we see that we're judging and we're needing to have control, it will judge us for that and make things worse. And then it'll judge itself for judging itself as well. And that's a huge barrier to experiencing non-existence, because we're trapped. There's a cycle of thinking, of action, of activity, of always grasping and reaching and doing something, and that's the suffering. It seems like there's no way out of that. But my proposal is that experiencing non-existence is the answer. That's the path. That's the way out of that cycle. And it takes a lot of practice. It takes a readiness, a willingness, a certain attitude, a mindset, a shift in our mentality. It's very deep area we have to traverse. We have to search ourselves very deeply in our hearts. And the attitude of the ego identity, it's more it's mental. It doesn't want to experience what's in the heart. It wants to keep things on a mental level where it has control. It wants to use logic and reason and keep things in order. But that's not the path. That's not the way. That's not the path to God. The path to God is the opposite. It's more of giving up and letting go, not knowing what's going to happen. And that's a scary thing. Now, I'm not here as a teacher for a lot of people here. I have to say something, because some people, when they hear this kind of a message, they tend to treat it as a way to relieve their suffering. And that's fine. That's how, we're suffering. We don't want to suffer. That's natural. But what I want to say here is that the teaching is the way. Everybody has their own guidance, their own divine wisdom, their own innate intelligence. That's the path. We have to find our own way. It's inside of us. Now, when a teacher comes along, it's usually the teacher will appear when the student is ready, basically. I don't know if I'm necessarily here to teach anybody. I'm just here to introduce people to the path and the way. It's more like, John the Baptist crying out in the wilderness, make a straight path for the Lord. I'm just an introduction. It's just a taste to let people know what this is like. I'm an example, mostly, just, as one particular example. There's many others. And, I encourage people to explore other paths and other teachings, other philosophies, other methods, because there's plenty out there. I particularly follow the diamond approach, and that's my teaching. But that path found me. I didn't find that path. The path found me, and that's kind of what I want to say. I don't think I'm here to be someone's teacher. I'm here more as a guide or an example for people to find their own way, because the path is internal. It's 100% internal. But I do want people to see that, there is a way, and that I'm just here to offer some suggestions and some ideas, and you take what sticks with you, and leave the rest. Whatever works, just take whatever works, whatever information that you can get out of it, and use it for your own benefit. And what doesn't work, you can just leave it alone. You don't need to. I don't think I'm actually a teacher. I'm just more of an example, is what I'm trying to say. But I do want to say that on the path, there's a lot of non-existence. Experiencing non-existence is the way to God. And nobody wants to do it. This is a real thing. Some people want to deny that this is a thing, and then they want to deny the denial. They want to deny that they're denying the truth, that their liberation. And when I tell people, the path to God is non-attachment, and then applying the practice of non-attachment to the practice of non-attachment, logically speaking, They know it makes sense, but they're asking for proof and evidence, and you can't get the proof and evidence. That's the wrong attitude. As soon as you try to get something, that's not it. You're off the path. So it's a reversal. It's the direct antagonist of this identity and its fixations of who we think we are. It's more of a letting go. It's more of allowing the path to find you. It's more of a vulnerability of 100% non-control. Non-attachment is not a matter of figuring things out with the mind. It's not a matter of, oh, in time, just waiting for something to happen. No. The path, it takes everything from us. It takes all of our energy, 100% of our dedication. There can't be not even 1% of us trying to hang on to something. Oh, we'd rather not it be this way, so it'd be better if we have that attitude of not wanting to give 100% on the path. But it takes everything we have and more, and continually and consistently giving everything we have more and more until we find that we're giving the stuff we don't even know we have, like the unconscious attachments that we're hanging on to. We don't even know that they're there. And that's part of the path, exploring and going deeper always. It's like it never ends, basically, because there's more to the depth, there's more to the psychology, there's always more. The path is forever because God is forever. So experiencing non-existence is the path. That's a way, it's a method, it's a lifestyle. We have to want it more than we want anything else. It takes a certain dedication, a certain attitude, a certain mentality in this world. And it's not that we do the work of experiencing non-existence so that we get something from it. It's the other way around. Like, we have to give it something. And we don't do this so that we live a better life. We live a life to dedicate it to the truth. And part of the truth is that there's non-existence. We have to experience it in its entirety. It's not something to just do a little bit here and a little bit there and then forget about it and then, and then go and indulge in our compulsions or whatever. It doesn't work that way. It's a very lonely path. It's very tough. It's very difficult, but it's possible. And that's what I'm here for, to help people, give them some ideas and give them some suggestions, proposals. I do want people to, ask questions, leave feedback, leave some suggestions or whatever, so I can assist whoever's out there looking for this information. This is important. This is my calling. I've been called to stand up and speak. That's what I'm here to do. And I guess that's all I have to say for today. John Dominique, the Soul Proponent.